New Aston Martin DB12. A new direction for Aston Martin. Grand Tourers are no longer particularly relevant, goes the thinking, so the new DB12 is a more dynamic and thoroughly modernized DB11. The world's first super tourer is the claim, although that's a term that has been bandied around before. Applied to cars such as the Porsche 911 Turbo and Ferrari Roma that bridge the GT supercar divide. That's where the DB12 is aiming though. The mechanical changes are pretty extensive. The sole option for now is a V8, there is no V12 this time. It's still an AMG twin-turbo 4.0-liter unit, but given an extensive overhaul with larger turbos, improved cooling, optimized cam profiles, and a tweaked compression ratio. Power is boosted by a whopping 168 brake horsepower to 671 brake horsepower, while torque increases from 513 pounds-ft to 590 pounds-foot. The 0 to 62 miles per hour time is cut by almost half a second to 3.6 seconds, and the maximum speed sneaks above 200 miles per hour to 202 miles per hour. A ZF 8-speed torque converter automatic remains on the DB12, and an E-differential links with the stability control system. The E-diff is said to go from fully locked to fully open in milliseconds in order to boost agility and responses. The DB12's aluminium body is marginally stiffer by 7% than that of the DB11, but the real change in the chassis is the fitment of new adaptive dampers that, says Aston, have 500% greater bandwidth than those they replace. The addition of a touchscreen is not the most obvious starting point for a 671 brake horsepower GT car. From a lineage as famous as that of the Aston DB, I'd need to check our archives, but I doubt the contemporary DB5 review opened on the switchgear, yet its arrival has corrected such an obvious shortcoming in the old DB11, one that became emblematic of the general apologetic tone surrounding the company. There are no more excuses now. The DB12 as a whole should be considered a success too. It adds further intrigue to the segment, and the Aston has never felt further away from a Bentley Continental GT, which goes harder on comfort and refinement. The switch to DB12 from DB11 has brought Aston closer to the Ferrari Roma. The Roma deserves greater attention and wider acclaim than it has received, but it has been overshadowed somewhat by sharing a lineup with some of the greatest mid-engined Ferraris ever conceived. It is incredibly involving and exciting to drive while also doing fine work as a continent-crushing GT. The Roma, though, doesn't have to worry about creating room for a model below it in the range, unlike the DB12's relationship with the Vantage. For now, let's celebrate the DB12, which has got Aston back to the sharpest end of the industry once more and a deserved seat at the top table as a car maker and a brand. It has nothing for which you need to make an excuse, and that has been a long time coming from Aston. If liked this video, subscribe our channel